Happy New Year, everyone! And I want you to say a warm welcome to Pinky. And before we dive into today's topic, I really wanted to share a little story about Pinky because she has been surprisingly one of the biggest bundle of inspiration for me to this day. And as many of you know, during my year of travel in Australia, that we've had puppies. So exciting. Yet, strangely, this litter had probably some of the biggest complications that I've seen. And, the mom had to have a C-section because her uterus tore. So, and because she's had a C-section, she wasn't actually able to produce milk. So during the first couple of days, we ended up losing two puppies. And actually, Pinky was the third one about to go. And then we finally put the pieces of the puzzle together and we had to start tube feeding them every 2 hours, and that's where her name comes from because we had to put nail polish on each paw to differentiate which puppy so that we made sure that we fed all of them and not overfed one and not fed the other. So with Pinky, we actually put red nail polish on her, and for some reason we started calling her Pinky. I don't know. It worked. But, the puppies quickly bounced back. And then all of a sudden, Pinky, I noticed on her paw on like day 4, like that some of the skin started to kind of like peel off and progressive really quickly in a couple of hours just got worse, and it started on the other paw, and she ended up forming gangrene, and she ended up losing 2 of her hind paws and had this like part of her leg is kind of got crazy. But the reason she's been such an inspiration for me is the fight for life that she's had, and I can't she's bounced back, and no matter what happens to her, she lost 2 paws, she ended up, some of her tail fell off, she got this weird little thing on her back that from the injection of antibiotics, and yet she's still thriving, she's still fighting for her life. And that's where some of the things that, like, how it kind of can relate to any aspect of your business or your life, where we kind of tend to want to just kind of avoid the messy, the clunky, whether it's in your business, in your life, but that's where the true gifts come from. And that's where your fight for what do you really stand for, what do you really want in your life, that's what you start to develop through the clunky, through the messy. And so she has been a huge inspiration for me as far as in my journey, the times where I've doubted myself. And so wherever you are in your journey, whether you're doubting yourself, or just don't honor the clunky, honor the messy. And because, and I think this is where a big part of where I start to feel that clock ticking, where how many things have to go absolutely right in our bodies for us to be alive of every single moment of every single day. And so that's where I start to think, am I making the most of my day, of my life, every single day that I got? Because we don't have a guarantee. There's no guarantees that you're going to live tomorrow. And I'm not trying to panic you guys, because already there's a lot of New Year hype. So the most important is to keep what matters to you most up in front and center of mind, and making sure that whatever you're doing is what matters most to you. And sometimes it's so easy to get busy in the day-to-day that you forget what's most important. So before, I know a lot of people are like, yes, let's start off and go racing out of the gates, for the new year. But what I'd like to do is to kind of give you a reflection, and the best way to start off your year right is what matters most to you. And so there's 5 questions that I tend to go through in the beginning of January versus getting right into action, to make sure that I'm pursuing what's right and what's most important to me. And so I want to help you guys do the same. And so the 5 questions are: what are your top 10 greatest wins or contributions of 2016? And get out a pen and paper to write these down, and why they were important to you. Because again, it's even in this year, like, one of the things that I was really surprised that kind of was like puppies, yes, Denise. Here's a close-up. But anyways, one of the things that caught me off guard this year, and was a surprise, is how important to stand for humanity and stand for people and really stand for what I believe in and start to pursue it. And I don't know where that's going to lead me, but that's one of the things that kind of came out of, left field for me this year. And so beginning of this year, that's one of the biggest things that's important to me to incorporate in my day, in my business, and in my life. So, what have been the 10 greatest contributions in 2016 so far, and why do they matter most to you? The second question is, what are the lessons that you learned the most from whether your life, your partner, your business, any aspect? Were the most important lessons that you learned this year? Because again, it's what worked and what didn't work. And from things that what didn't work, how can we align to make sure that we're constantly pursuing the things that do matter most to us? Because yes, we could end at our destination, but if our destination isn't what's matter or doesn't matter, we missed our mark, right? So I don't want that for you. Question number 3 is, what areas of growth are in your life for 2017? So where can you grow? What skills do you want to develop? What things do you want to learn? What experiences do you want to experience? And so kind of setting that as the precedence for this year and the foundation of where do you want to grow so that you're intentional about it. Happy New Year, Jacob. Okay, question number 4 is, what are you most committed in your life right now? And that's one of the biggest things with what are you committed to in the first place and what matters most, and making sure that you're constantly committing to that every single day that you wake up, every, not just like a year end thing. It's every 90 days, revisit this. Every monthly, revisit how far have you moved along and what needle movers have you pursued, and not like be constantly readjusting and changing and refining the connection is really bad, but I love you. And I love you too, Denise. And question number 5 is, what are you most grateful for? And I think this is the most important thing to, embrace each year with a sense of gratitude and hug it and embrace it and be open to what you want from this year. And so what are you most grateful for? And what I invite you to do is to create a short video and post it in the group or in the comments below of what you are most grateful for, and that's one of the things that I'm most grateful for in my life is how, like, not only you guys, because I love you, and it's just, but being really feeling in my heart how loved and supported I am by, not only my family, my friends, the community in this group, and as a whole, of how supported and loved I feel. And, all that makes me just want to give more and contribute more and be even more open and generous. And you guys have been a huge part of it. So I'd love to hear from you in a quick video. Post them in the comments of what you are most grateful for in this life and for today. And I think starting the year on that note and what matters most to you is the best way that goes beyond any goals or SMART goals or whatever the case. Like, those are important, but it's what matters most to you, and things can realign and shift. So constantly reevaluating what that is. So I would love to hear from you in comments below. Quick video if you can post it. And what are you most grateful for? And I am so grateful for you guys, and I can't wait to see what we do in 2017. I still can't believe it's 2017. Life just keeps going faster and faster, and I hope, I wish you guys all the love, joy, success beyond what you even think is possible, and just make sure that you feel that love and support and prosperity and abundance, because it is all around us and all around you and in this community. And I hope you feel that and contribute to give even more back and be even more of who you are in every single day. I love you guys so, so much. Happy New Year. Yes. Love you. Isn't she so sweet? Love you guys.